girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easily pretty. The only reason that I came through tonight is 'cause I know you were invited. The only reason that this dress is skin tight is 'cause I thought that you would like it. I'm only come for the secret outside, because I want you to lie. That the only reason I came through tonight is because I really like you. And I can know how I did. What do I remember your mind then? The latest the girls will get tired just. Why just tell me that you feel like I do?
Hi, this is Jessica Javens Talk, Season 1. Welcome. This is a podcast that helps you transform your life inside out to a life you truly love. The guest that we have today, I recently met, and I'm very happy because he's doing one of the things that calls to my heart, which is helping people and empowering them to a life that they love. And his niche is also something that will touch my heart, which we're going to tap in just a moment. So the person that we would like to invite today is a athlete, a person that had an amazing career, but is still doing more impact now. Welcome, Ricky Sapp. Hi, Ricky. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of nuggets that I want to tap onto you. But before we do that, can you tell us just a little bit for who has not known, maybe Ricky, for somebody like me who might not be so into sports? Can you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, first thing first, I am a man of faith. I believe in God. I'm from a small town, Bamberg, South Carolina. From there, I went to the best college in the world, Clemson University, and played in the NFL for 5 years. And after that, I got into working with kids and doing motivational speaking, and wrote my first kid book last year. So that's a little bit about me.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
and you're in South Carolina, is that where you are?
I am. I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Great weather right now.
Very nice. I've been
Yeah.
there once. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice. So, Ricky, tell us a little bit about how you got into your previous career first. Let's start with NFL. How did you get into that? How was that for you?
Well, small town kid. Um, I had a cousin and a uncle that played sports, and just like any other kid, I wanted to play sports. So, um, funny enough, I was riding by the school that I was going to when I was in about first grade, and we saw part one football practice happening. So I asked my mom, could I play? She said, go ask. I went and asked. So I started playing football at about the age of 9. And then Bamberg is right by Orangeburg, South Carolina, which is so South Carolina State University is in Orangeburg. And we rode by that stadium shortly after I started playing part one of football. And when I saw that stadium, that's when I started to dream big. And I told my mom, I said, you know what? I want to play in the NFL. So that's kind of how it started for me with playing football and wanting to play in the NFL.
I love that you said I started dreaming big. I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am a person who likes to ignite dreams in people's hearts. So, and the way that you said it to be big is so crucial because sometimes we just limited our dreams. We put it in too small because we think that we should not dare to think and to dream big. And I want you to share a little bit of how were you able to do that and to maybe motivate people to think bigger and not limit it themselves.
Well, just what you said. When I saw that stadium, before that, I have never ever seen a college football stadium. I've never really seen anything that big. So when I saw it, right in that moment, it was like, and I remember asking my mom, I was like, Mom, what in the heck is that? And my mom, she told me, she said, well, that's where the South Carolina State Bulldogs football team plays. Now, I have to give all credit to my mom because when my mom saw what it did to me, she would oftentimes ride past it just so she can see the look in my face. So I always tell parents, I say, man, it's so important to show your kids as much as you can. So that's where it started for me to dream big. Now, my mom and dad, when I told them that I wanted to play in the NFL, they didn't say nothing. They didn't say I couldn't do it. They let me go. So for me, I started playing football. I saw that I could, play a little bit, and I worked for it. I went for it, and then next thing I know, I looked up and my name was being called in the NFL draft.
That's amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
and yes, putting those things, that dream in front of you on a regular basis. I don't know if at that time your mom knew how important that was, or if she just wanted to see you happy and smiling and excited. But I'll tell you this, that is a huge visualization importance, and to help us to stepping in into action and direction of that dream. So kudos to you. That's awesome that your family was able to do that and to support you like that. That's so important to have the right support. Help share with us now, after this amazing career of success, what were the biggest challenges that you had, now looking back?
Ooh, you ready for this? The
I
biggest,
am.
the biggest challenge for me was getting to the NFL and not playing as long as I thought I was going to play. That's the biggest challenge for me. My last play uh, was against the Dallas Cowboys. This is how you know God has a sense of humor. I'm a Cowboy fan, and my last NFL play came against the Dallas Cowboys. And in that moment, in the Dallas Cowboys stadium, looking up at that screen after I got hurt, um, I thought about how I could come back, continue to play, show my teammates, how hard I can work. The one thought that didn't come across my mind was that that would be the last play in the NFL. So you're talking about at the age of 9, seeing that stadium, making the Clemson University, getting drafted to playing 5 years. So that was a challenge for me because football was my identity. It was who I was. It was what I
Mm.
thought I was supposed to do for all my life. After my last play in the NFL, long story short, God revealed to me that your identity is through me. And your purpose is to work with kids and to travel the world and give kids a message. Now, here's a cool thing. I started my foundation in 2010, the Ricky Sapp Foundation. Had no idea what the motto was going to be. One of my coaches at Clemson, I used to go train with him in the off season. He walked in and he said, "Dream big, live big." And I said, "What did you just say?" And right away, I went back to that Sacramento State Stadium when I started to dream big. And now, that's the motto for my foundation: dream big, live big, and that's the motto for my life. So that was the biggest challenge for me. Getting to the NFL and then not playing as long as I thought I was gonna play.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah,
And that's another thing that I love to talk about is the how. You don't need to know all the hows to dream big.
mm-mm. And you don't need nobody to believe in it. Nobody.
Yeah. When
Nobody.
I found that out, my life, my understanding of life and myself just completely exploded, like completely, and my life changed completely in every aspect, because that kind of goes and affects every aspect of your life, not just maybe your philanthropism or your career, but it affects everything else. Now, your relationships, your maybe the choices that you're making for yourself, how you take care of your body, your mind, your soul, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the one thing I always tell people is, um, whatever you think here is going to happen here. Whatever
Mm.
you think here is going to happen here. So when I told myself I was going to play in the NFL, or when you tell yourself anything, I feel like what the universe says and what God says is, okay, show me that you want it, work for it. And when you tell yourself you want something without you even thinking about it, you will, if it's what you truly desire, you're going to gradually work for it without even knowing it. So I can remember telling myself I was playing NFL and then gradually putting in the work. See, we already know what we want. The true desires of our heart, we know what we want. It's just a matter of, are we willing to take action and work for it?
Wow, you got right on the dot, right on the
Yeah,
dot. A willingness to take action.
yeah,
Um, what I would love to share with you what I did, and you might understand that is sometimes the willingness only comes out of like an extreme passion or an extreme discontent, uh,
Mm,
because it moves you to want to do something. If you don't have those strong feelings, either the negative or the awareness of the discontent or maybe the longing for something, you might just procrastinate or maybe put it aside for later, or I don't know, maybe let outside influence affect that dream or that desire. So I like to tap in sometimes to that discontent because that's how you might have that fire to catapult you to action, to make the changes that you need to reach that. What is the thing that you're most proud of during your past career?
oof. The most I would say my most proud moment was uh my mom my mom coming in and doing her ugly cry when I got that call to play in the NFL. You know, in that moment, when you're young, you don't really understand the magnitude of the moment. But that's part of my proudest moment is just remembering my mom running in and crying. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna cry on the show. When me and my mom rode by that field at my primary school and she told me to go ask, we didn't know, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know what was gonna happen. My mom was just doing what any mom would have done, so
Right.
um I got the photo of it, my mom crying, and so yeah, that's part of my proudest moment in that career. Yeah,
It's so important to celebrate the things that we're able to accomplish, and that was a huge thing, of course. There, if you didn't celebrate that, it's like like what's going on, right? Of course,
yeah,
but it makes me think to be a little more intentional about that because every day we're able to do little things that we can celebrate. Because all of those are steps that are going to take us to something, and by doing that, I truly believe, Ricky, that that opens up the possibilities, the creativity, the opportunities, the energy, the connection, the vibration to where you want to tap onto so you can create possibilities. When you don't celebrate, and of course, a lot of our tendencies is to focus on the negative, is to have self doubt, self sabotage, or even criticizing others, you're actually closing those doors. What do you think?
I love that. That's a mic drop. I love that. I think that's very true. You have to celebrate the small wins because we're not guaranteed another minute, another second, another hour, and we're not guaranteed to win. So I love that. You have to celebrate every win.
That's great. Now let's go into what I wanted to go in, the other part that touches my heart, which is what you're doing now with your book, with your organization. Tell us a little bit about what is it that what's the impact that you're trying to create in these people's lives, and tell us about that the niche that you're working on.
Well, I'm all about kids. My foundation is geared towards kids. My motivation of speaking is geared towards kids, and I'm trying to accomplish one goal. I'm trying to encourage them that they have the power and authority to help change the world and make it a better place than what it already is by using three words: lead, be fearless, and then they always tell me this is two words: dream big. So that's my main goal and what I'm trying to get accomplished. So through my foundation, having several events throughout the year in my hometown and some here in Myrtle Beach, is just trying to encourage the youth and help them and tell them that they can be the change that the world needs.
And how I love it because I have kids too, and sometimes, especially when they go into their teens, it's a very difficult place to navigate where you're learning how to grow, getting to know yourself, and develop all your emotional skills while starting to, and so it can be very difficult. And those are very powerful tools that can help them to navigate that into successful decisions, better decisions, and empowerment. Um, what what does your foundation tell me a little bit about what it does? Is it you visit schools? Do people go to your foundation? Are they part of the foundation? Do you offer tools there? Tell me a little bit how that works.
Well, first let me tell you, you already know this. Your own kids don't listen to you. So, I got kids of my own and they listen to nothing I say. It's always other kids. So, my kids, when other kids look at me as a superhero, my kids like, that's just dad. He don't know what he don't know nothing. So, um, my foundation, the Ricky Sapp Foundation, what I do is I have several events throughout the year. The next event that's coming up is going to be a football cheerleading camp in my hometown. Free. I have former NFL guys, an NFL Pro Bowl cheerleader through that camp. Of course, we teach them fundamentals of football, but we also have state troopers that come. So, and we also have other people that come and teach them things. So it's not about just football; it's about life. It's about wisdom. Then I have a Thanksgiving event where I give out Thanksgiving meals to families in need. Now, my foundation, I'm just say this: I'm not big on just giving out 100 turkeys. I work with the schools to find out what families need it. So I give out like 14 turkeys here in Myrtle Beach and in my hometown for families that need it. And then for Christmas, I wish I had a photo to show you, but for Christmas, I dress up as Buddy the Elf, and I go to my hometown, to my elementary school, and I give out school supplies. And again, I give out gifts to families in need. Now I do that in Myrtle Beach as well. So through my foundation, through those events, I'm trying to encourage the kids, but I'm also trying to show them that they can do what I've done or even better. And then through the motivational speaking, I travel to schools all over the world, and I deliver that message to them about power and authority. Now that message, the title for that message is called My Love Story, because when God showed me what my purpose was, I fell in love with kids all over the world, everywhere. So that's what my foundation does, and then that's what I do with my motivational speaking. And then my kids' book that I wrote, Dream Big, it tells my story about how I got into football and how I got in trouble. I didn't mention that. I got kicked out of school, middle school, and it just relays my message.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love it. We're gonna share soon how they can reach you through those channels in just a
yeah,
moment when we are ready
yeah.
to wrap it up. Um, if I want to ask you some questions and maybe put you on the spot.
Let's do it.
What made you leave the NFL earlier than what you wanted to leave?
I got hurt playing against the Dallas Cowboys. I got hurt, and it took me it took me longer than expected to get healthy. And I will say this: I made some decisions through that process that probably hurt me from going back to the NFL. I was playing with the Houston Texans, and I didn't want to leave Houston. And I had other opportunities, but I wanted to stay in Houston. But it took me kind of longer than expected to get hurt, I mean, to get healthy. And through that process of coming back home and working out and training was, where God kind of showed me what my purpose was as far as, being a motivational speaker and working with kids.
Are you completely healed from that physically?
From the fact of not playing with my career ended early and from
No.
that.
Well, no, physically first, like your
Oh,
injury. Are you healed
yeah,
from
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was a yeah. That was a yeah.
And now let's talk about the emotional side of it. Are you healed from that part of you maybe being disappointed that you had to
It
finish?
took me about 3 years, 2, 3 years to get over that. But
Three.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it took a long time. It took a long time, and I remember like yesterday just thinking like, okay, I finally feel okay. Well, I can watch NFL football and be fine with
Oh,
not being there. Yeah,
thank you for sharing that. You know,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
in an instant gratification time where we
Ooh,
want
yeah,
everything fast. And
ooh,
if we don't get it fast, we want to give up. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Especially probably the generations younger than us, coming out of the pandemic and everything that's recently happening, and how technology and everything is just changing so fast.
yeah,
So, I love to the people who share this is that they cannot expect that for them is going to be different. Everything takes time. Everything that's worth it also takes time. So I'm happy that it took you 3 years, but that's the time that you, Ricky, needed to completely heal and to see the other side.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So how do you feel about your life now with what you're accomplishing?
I lived my first childhood dream. Now I'm actually living my purpose, and I plan to be the number one motivational speaker in the world. So now I'm gonna chase that and go get that done. So I'm excited more than ever. Like I'm passing by that stadium now to
Um,
get to the next destination. So I'm all good, ready to go, feel good.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. And you're living what you're teaching. So it's amazing. Have you been
Wonderful.
to a TED Talk?
No, never done TED Talk. People have tried, people have told me that I need to do it and all that stuff, but I've
Yeah,
never
you have
done
to
one.
sign up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They
Yeah.
have long and shorter versions and so forth. And I just get sucked in because when I go to their website, just so many good speakers,
Yeah.
so, and it's a great opportunity. So Ricky, if you have to leave our listeners today, okay, with something that they might be able to implement, something beyond what you shared with us today already, which was many nuggets. What would you like to leave them with so they can maybe start implementing right away?
You matter. And life starts when you understand that you have to become the very best you unapologetically. And you can't let friends, family members, or anybody stop you from running up that hill and chasing your dreams. Um, Big dreams always seem far until you reach for them. And you are worth reaching for. But you have to understand that you matter, and you have to be willing to become the best version of yourself unapologetically. And you got to chase that hill. You got to chase that dream. And the big dreams, they always seem far until you reach for them. I'll reach for it and I got it. But you got to keep reaching. You can't stop reaching. So now I'm reaching for another big dream. So that's what I would leave with people.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. That's awesome. Very empowering. And this is for everybody. You need to believe in yourself. You have everything that you need to be able to reach your dream. Ricky, now share with our audience how they can reach you and your business and your cause, all of that. Please share it with us. We're going to have it here down on the comments so they can click on it, but share it with us here who's just listening.
www.therickysappfoundation.com. Also, I'm on all social media platforms. I got a podcast as well. It's called Talk to Me Tuesday, Spotify, Apple. But that's my foundation website, and my book is also on my foundation website as well.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
If you're watching this, you have to go check Ricky's website and follow him, connect with him in his podcast as well. Make sure that you click the like button here for this episode, a very special one, and make sure that you subscribe and follow me. This episode has been brought by Forever Living, the best aloe vera juice in the world that transformed my wellness. It's also brought by Through the Vine, the new wine bar in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and produced by the I Am Beast Network. My name is Jessica Javens, and this is Jessica Javens Talk.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easy, baby. The only reason that I can do tonight is 'cause I know you were invited. The only reason that this dress is skin tight is 'cause I thought that you would like it. I'm only gone for the secret outside. Because I want you to like it. The only reason I can do tonight is because I